You don't need another year to push through. You need a new way to lead that actually supports you. Imagine in 6 months from now, you could lead in a much easier and clearer way. Johannes is a professional working in media tech for several decades already, and he came to me with a very clear question. Anna, how can I take actual control of my life? I feel that I've been trying to have control over everything all of these years, and at the same time, I don't have time for my family. I feel constantly tired. I don't have time for myself. Overall, he realized that his old way of leading was not working anymore. Like most high-achieving professionals, he thought that stress was inevitable. It was just part of the job. Luckily for him, he realized that this cannot keep going on. In just 6 months, he rebuilt his energy levels. He got clarity on his boundaries and priorities, gained back his time, and started leading with so much more calm and confidence than ever before, all while investing more time in his family and himself. What if I told you that stress was never part of the job, but it was always part of you? On a subconscious level, we hold on to it because we don't know how to keep going without it. All I did with Johannes is to show him how to break the cycles of all these patterns that were causing a lot of stress and anxiety in his life, and I will do the same for you today. I'm Anna Lugari, and I'm excited to welcome you to this video where we're going to see the system behind the Leadership Incubator, a system that has been designed specifically for leaders like yourself. I know that you oversee very complex projects. You are always 10 steps ahead. You lead very fast teams and you hit very big goals. Every minute matters, and that's why I'm excited to have you here. You have already built credibility. You have respect of your colleagues. You have made it this far. But now you start seeing that you have been constantly on alert mode. It's not good for your mental and physical health. The truth is, we have all pay the price of the hidden cost of running on empty. You start missing opportunities, you start missing project deadlines, stress accumulates, and that leads you to be constantly on. You have tension, you cannot unplug, you cannot relax on holidays, your quality of sleep deteriorates, and that really has an impact on your physical energy. You cannot reset, you cannot strategize, and strategy starts feeling luxury. All that builds internal pressure, and quietly you start doubting yourself, your skills, your experience, your expertise, and you feel constantly tired. If you recognize yourself in any of this, if you have experienced that in your life in the past or in the present, know that you're not broken. There is nothing wrong with you. It's only that you have been operating in a very outdated way. It's not working anymore. It has been an expense of your own mental and physical health, and this is not sustainable. Now you're here because you see it, you feel it, and I'm going to show you how you can gain back your life, keep your success, and impact everyone around you in a very positive way. Just like you, these clients, they had to evolve their leadership. Chelsea happily says that she feels mentally strong again. Devlina improved her communication skills. Maisa completely shifted her mindset. She accelerated her success in her business and her life. Anna has finally the tools to handle very stressful situations at work. David knows ways now to gain clarity on very critical situations. And clients like Adriana, they talk about a life-changing experience just because we worked on very different aspects of their life. The work we will do together upgrades your leadership overall because we're looking at systems that increase your resilience in chaos. So whatever happens, we have the confidence and trust that we can handle it. Having this emotional intelligence, it is absolutely necessary. We need to know how to manage our energy because otherwise we will end up drained. This can be a game changer in the future. The goal is to go from fast and rust to fast and calm, and we can make it happen together. And these are not my claims. These are all based on testimonials from other clients that I worked with over the years, just like yourself, who faced difficulties over the course of time in their career, in their life, because succeeding on paper but failing yourself every day is not going to serve you well. Let's see some of the challenges you're facing right now. There's a lot of pressure and you're always on. You show up in every meeting very prepared, all in details, but as soon as the meeting is over, you feel exhausted and drained. You're pulled in every direction. It feels impossible to find a moment of silence just for yourself. And right now, what you want is to be able to enjoy all of the success and credibility with more capacity overall in your day to day. I know how frustrating it can be to want better for yourself and your business and feel that you're constantly running out of time. There are tools and methods that we can help ourselves. And of course, I understand that you don't have the time to invest in order to help yourself. But lucky for you, I did that and I started 10 years ago and I have never stopped and I will never stop educating myself. So far, I have invested more than 10 years and a lot of money and time in order to dive deep into programs and learn from the best mentors and coaches. And all of these inform the Leadership Incubator program. Let's now take a look at my strategy and the 3 simple steps that I have implemented for myself and my clients. Step 1, we need to identify what is draining you. And that means breaking down all the issues, looking and understanding what is happening, having a helicopter view, but most importantly, you committing to your growth. Step 2, we get clarity on your vision, clarity on your values, and align these two, because this is very important in order to craft and envision the next steps that will bring you where you want. Step 3 is where you start leading with energy and not exhaustion. This is where you improve your leadership style with actions, new habits, because we diagnosed what really is draining you and you are now taking the steps in order to reach your goal. This is a 6-month coaching experience specifically designed for leaders like yourself who work in very fast-moving environments. They want clarity that lasts and they want energy and strategic depth at the same time. So what we do in the Leadership Incubator to address that is that we meet once a month, one-on-one, you and me, in order to go deeper in everything that came up from the group coaching sessions, which take place bi-weekly. We have a monthly group energy alignment session, and you have access to curated tools and exercises, real-time stress reduction frameworks, and you're part of a private community for real-time support. Prior to this program, I launched the beta version of it so I can see what works and what doesn't. I removed everything that doesn't work and I added everything that the participants wish to have. However, the results we had from the beta version were already great. The participants were talking about increasing their resilience, being able to show up in difficult situations, improving their communication skills, changing their perspective, and handling inconvenient situations, having a more positive mindset. This program works. We don't go for a motivation boost, but we go for actual change. We have the peer insight and one-on-one, so you get also the personal depth in your own situations. At the same time, you have access to the tools, you have access to me that accelerates all the growth we can achieve together. Even the best leaders fall victims of this mindset of delaying, postponing something that deep inside they know it is absolutely critical and beneficial for their own growth. I invite you to see clearly where we are heading, and this is a very, very fast-paced environment now with AI reshaping everything, the way we work and take decisions. The leaders who delay this work will struggle to adjust in the new era, whilst the others who start now, they will be able to welcome changes, stay present and stay strategic. And that can make a whole difference for your leadership evolving or hitting a plateau. So far, I have helped more than 200 high-performing, high-achieving leaders prevent burnout and lead in a better way. And I would love for this success story to be your story too. Devlina is a good example of a leader who came to me to improve her overall leadership skills. She knew where she was stepping, she didn't have the skills. Very smart move. Proactively gain the skills that you want in order to handle an environment, and she did that. Improved her communication skills, her negotiation skills. She managed to stay very relaxed in stressful situations, allowed her also to stay open to opportunities and stay on top of professional circumstances. Maz, on the other hand, was making a transition from lead engineering to owning his own business when he realized all the habits that he was bringing from corporate were not serving his new vision. We worked together in order to fine-tune everything from organizing his mind, his life, and daily actions to creating a long-term vision for his company. I know very well how it is to operate under severe stress. Anxiety hits your door. Burnout is few steps away if you don't act in the right way. I have lived it. I have lived through it. And I have also seen many dear colleagues of mine burning out and taking years to recover. The only difference of them and me, it was that they didn't have the tools that I had. It has nothing to do with intelligence. It's only about systems and tools that you can hold on to as an anchor when things get difficult. If your inner peace is disturbed, then it's not success. You deserve to be successful and you deserve to be peaceful. Let's look briefly at my own journey and the moments that I said this cannot be the price that I pay for success. I invested 11 years in a career that everyone would say that was very successful. People were very impressed about what I was doing. I had credibility, I had visibility. Everyone was admiring what I was doing. But what was actually happening is that I didn't have any personal time. I was not eating well. I was not sleeping well. I was constantly alert, even in my sleep. And I had no time for personal connection, for social connection. I needed to make a decision. And I decided to take the leap and go abroad, leave the profession, challenge myself in a new country and see who am I if I'm not what I have been so far? And I'm not saying this needs to be the journey for everyone, but that was my journey. And this is where my leadership exploration started. I was very humbled to start from zero because it was a different country. And also I shifted from media production to the technology of media. No one knew all the private channels that I worked for. All the success that I had meant nothing to this new country that I moved in. So I had to start from scratch and prove myself once again. And soon enough, I moved to very high responsibility roles. I also moved to industries and I went to cybersecurity and app technologies. And that also gave me the opportunity to be very close to leaders and help them with their teams, with communication, with collaboration. I was coaching them in parallel with these corporate roles. And I would see the results they had with client renewals, with less stress in the teams, with better deliverables, with better communication. Everything became easier. And that was really inspiring because I saw it in different companies with different backgrounds, different cultures, different leaders, and it always worked. So what I found is that if we work in small groups, it really has a bigger impact because everyone is heard, everyone shares, the group is more bonded. And that's why we have that in the Leadership Incubator. High accountability is another factor that is very important. So we stick to the actions that we set. And that really contributes to the deep transformation we're going to see in 6 months. This is an immersive, interactive leadership experience. Say yes to yourself and make this the moment that you step in. Doing nothing is also a choice, but you need to be honest with yourself. If you do nothing, nothing will change. In my view, this is a very, very costly decision. That's why I want to support you and invite you in a free, personalized strategy call. This is a free call where we are going to talk one-on-one and look at where you are now and where you're going in order to evaluate if this program is the one for you. As I said, we have small groups and select very carefully every participant to be part of this group. So we have an amazing atmosphere, growth, and vitality within the group. You need to be self-aware and ready to lead differently. Imagine in 6 months from now, you could be able to manage your energy better, thrive, and be the one who sets the pace. Book your free call with me today. I will make every call personally, and that means we have a limitation in spots. Don't miss out. If you're ready for amazing growth, click the link below. Let's find out if you're fit.